My Moment Challenge. Welcome back for day number 3. Before we do anything, I need you to do yourself a favor and give yourself some celebration right now for showing up once again here at day 3 of the My Moment Challenge. Pat yourself on the back, squeeze a fist, and just say yes. And get really excited, because when other people could have, when others said they would, you all decided to show up here for day number 3. And yes, keep that foot on the pedal, because the momentum is only building stronger. Well done. Great to see you. Get those cameras on. Joseph is nearby. He's watching the chat. He's looking at your screens now. He's getting ready to come on here very soon. And so get in that chat. You know the deal. He's watching. Send him a message. Tell him how day 2 was. If you're just joining the Zoom, welcome back. It's so magnificent to see you. Megs, Mary, Wen, LaDon, Ruth, Jessica, Uni, Suzanne, Heidi, Samantha, James, Federica. Absolutely spectacular that you made it back. You made a choice that this is not the end. We're just getting started. And in just a little over 2 minutes, we're going to officially kick these day number 3 off for the My Moment Challenge. Brandon here from the Neurocoding team. Could not be happier to be with you again. About to get things kicked off, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you're situated at your transformation virtual station. Don't go anywhere, because day 3 of the My Moment Virtual Challenge begins in 30 seconds. Everybody, I want you to go in that chat right now. Find your Zoom chat, and I want you to type in the chat, "I'm ready for day 3." Type it in that chat right now so I can see you're out there. I'm ready for day 3. And with that, everybody, please give some energy and welcome back to the My Moment Challenge virtual stage. It's Kay, everyone. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, challengers. It is so good to see each and every one of you here with us today. Thank you for being here 3 days in a row. Now, I'm Kay, and on the very first day that we met, you may have remembered that I am part of a sister duo. Well, I've been promising her. I've been talking about her. So please help me welcome with a huge My Moment love and welcome round of applause for my sister. You know her, I love her, the one and only Shy.
Hello! I am so glad to be with all of you.
Yay! So fun.
Oh, My Moment challengers. You have all been amazing. I haven't been here in person, but I have been lurking virtually in the comments, watching all of you, watching the presentations. What an incredible few days it's been. I'm so proud of everyone that's here, and I'm honored to get to join all of you here today.
So fun. Well, I'm glad that now you get to have the full force of the sister duo, Kay and Shy. And we're so excited to be with you for your final day here of the My Moment Challenge. You have more Joseph ahead of you. You have a special guest speaker, the one and only Sandra Mannion, who's going to join us in a little bit. Y'all, we have a great lineup for you today. But before we get into that, Shy and I just want to introduce you really quick to how the heck we met Joseph in the first place.
That's right. Back in 2016, so 10 years ago, we found ourselves at a little event called Unleash the Power Within. How many of you out there are fellow firewalkers? You've been to UPW. You've seen it. Put a fire in the chat. Okay, we see you.
Yeah, put a fire emoji in the
we
chat.
See your fire emojis. There it is. Fire, fire, fire. Awesome. Yes. Well, we were there amongst the, 12,000 other participants at the UPW back in 2016. And you know, Tony was great. But then
he was.
Then Joseph came out, and that was something else entirely.
Joseph gave us perspectives, tactics, and tools that allowed for us to make change further faster in our lives than we had ever been able to do before. And we knew that there was something special about Joseph. So we had the pleasure of interviewing Joseph in a podcast back in 2020, and we got acquainted, and we got the opportunity to come alongside him and work as his business partner, helping him to develop his curriculums for the last 6 years now, sis.
If you're like us, we are still pinching ourselves. What an opportunity it's been. And we've spent our lives building businesses in the restaurant industry and in curriculum development alongside author John Maxwell in the leadership world. And now to be alongside Dr. Joseph McClendon III, helping people use brain science to program themselves to default to their best no matter what. It's the most gratifying work we've done by far.
It genuinely is. And we get to do a little bit of that here with all of you today. And that's what you're here to learn, right? How to use your brain, how to go with your body's neurons, your biology, in order to create your moment and the moments in your future and to rewire the moments in your past. So this entire 3 days has been about helping you to create more beautiful moments for yourself. And we've gotten to share so many of beautiful moments with Joseph. But one of the cool things about Joseph is that he is definitely the same person on camera as he is off camera. And we found some really unique things about Joseph that make him so exceptional. We've been able to quantify it, and we want to share them with you.
So do you want to know who Joseph really is? Let us know in the chat. Do you want to know who he really is? Who is Joseph really? I don't know. You guys don't really want. Okay. Yes, they say. Please tell us. We've worked side by side with him. We've traveled the world with Joseph. He is the same off stage as he is on stage. And what it really boils down to is 5 essential qualities or values that we want to share with you right now, because these are the way that Joseph operates. It's the way that he approaches challenges in his life, and it's the way that he builds curriculum so that it helps you just like it's been helping you here in the My Moment Challenge.
So the 5 values, we'll go through them quickly, and then we'll take some time to go over each one. First, assassinate complexity.
Next, embrace a proven process.
Then we have activate.
Then we celebrate to elevate.
And then we grow. I love this. So fun to get to see this quantified in an actionable way. Now let's talk about each one by one. First off, assassinate complexity. And you guys know we don't do anything regular around here, so each one of these comes with arm movement. So we'll teach you the first one. Assassinate complexity goes like this. So we assassinate complexity.
Let's see you do it. Come on, do it along with us. We're going to assassinate complexity. Why do we do this? There we go. Okay, we see you guys. You're assassinating complexity. Now, first of all, there's a lot of brain science between linking body motions with words and emotion. You've been learning some of that here today. So when you're doing these motions with us, it's helping you embody these values for yourself so that you can be just like Joseph. And Joseph takes something like brain science and neuropsychology, and he assassinates the complexity so that it's simple enough for your brain to install it, use it, and perpetuate it forward.
So if you've heard something in the last 2 days, or you hear something today and you think that sounds too simple to work, well then good. It's supposed to be, because we do our best to assassinate complexity in this house. This is the place where we're trying to keep it simple on purpose so that you can grasp and really begin to implement what it is that you can take action on in your life. Okay, next up, we
embrace
the proven process.
That's right. We embrace a proven process. Why? Because what works should get repeated. And that's what Joseph is all about. He likes to say, we don't teach theory around here. We are practitioners of what we preach. And so when we know there's a process that's proven, we model that process, we embrace it, we trust it, and we follow through on it. That's what embrace the proven process is all about.
All right, so let's see you guys do it. Embrace the proven process. Give yourself a hug. Now just enjoy it for a minute, because you know what? You probably haven't hugged yourself yet today. So come on, let's feel that. I love it. You guys are so great. We see you giving yourself that love. Wonderful. Okay, our next value that we have here is activate. We have to activate, which means the activity that you generate, the actions that you take have to back up the knowledge that you have, because the biggest gap in the world is between what we know and what we do. And when we activate ourselves and are able to create movement in our lives, movement leads to momentum, which changes your moments forever.
Yep, and we close that gap between what we know and what we do. That's why we activate. Nothing moves until you do. You can understand all day long, but until you activate and move forward and take actions consistently that turn into activity, you aren't going to get the results that you're looking for. So activate that key piece there. Next up, this is the secret sauce. This is the brain science. This is the piece that helps you go further, faster, because it wires the neurons in your brain quicker. Now, I'm not going to get into the science there, but what it is celebrate to elevate.
Celebrate to elevate. Come on. Now,
Let's
why?
See it. Come
Let's
on,
see it.
show
Bring
those
it out.
celebrations.
Bring us some
Bring us
celebration.
some
Let's see it.
celebration. Hey,
okay, I
there it
see
is.
you, LaDawn.
Heidi
I see you,
celebrating.
Jessica,
Yes.
Uni,
Okay, good.
Ruth. Okay, this is wonderful. Yes, we celebrate. Now, why do we celebrate? Celebration creates a great little dopamine soup inside your brain. It gives your brain the opportunity to say, oh, whatever we just did, I want to do more of that because I got celebrated. And so we are adding celebration into everything that we do. So if Joseph says to put a 1 in the comments if you agree, to pat yourself on the back for a celebration, to jump up and down, these things are part of the learning experience to help you embody what it is that we're doing here. So we celebrate to elevate.
It isn't just fun, it's brain science. It helps you program yourself faster. You can take the long route and not celebrate and elevate as quickly, but we would highly suggest that you celebrate. Remember, this is how Joseph operates. Celebrate to elevate is a key. Now, when we assassinate complexity, when we embrace a proven process, when we activate and when we engage in celebration, we get that last piece, which is to grow.
When we get to grow, we're growing our life, we're growing our freedom, we're growing our income, we're growing our capacity, we're growing our ability to affect change. And aren't these all things that you want? Put a 1 in the chat if you want growth in any area of your life.
Professionally, financially, relationships, spiritually. Okay, we see 1s flying, right? This is what we want. So we're going to follow that formula. We're going to keep things simple. We're going to trust what works. We're going to activate and take action like all heck. And we are going to celebrate our progress along the way so that we get that growth that all of you are saying you want right now.
All right, y'all, you know we don't just do this up in here where we talk about it. We want you to stand up in your seats. Wherever you are, stand up right now. We are going to go through the movements and we're going to say these together. Yeah, it might be weird. Yeah, your dog might look at you kind of funny. Andrew and Bermuda, stand up. Come on, you got this. Uni stood up.
There we
She
go.
heard it. There you guys go. Sandra, stand up. LaDawn is up. I love it. Ruth, come on, girl. If you are able, stand up. I love it.
There it
Okay,
is.
here you guys go. This is wonderful. Oh, Michelle, love to see it. Thomas, if you're not standing up, now's your time. Okay, so we're going to go through these actions together. Why? Because we want to get it into our brains and into our bodies. So what do we do, Shai?
We're going to do it nice and slow all together. Put those arms up for assassinate complexity. Next up, you embrace a proven process. Give yourself that squeeze. Hands on hip next as we activate. You're saying the words out loud. Next up, the fun one, you get to celebrate to elevate. And finally, when we do all of those things, we grow.
Yes. Okay, now what do? Let's celebrate ourselves for making that happen. Heck yes. Okay, now we're going to do it one time all together. And we can see you. Donna, we see you. Gwendolyn, we see you. We love it. Ruth, I see you. Jessica, hello, you guys. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Joe, Doc Vanor, I love this. Megs, okay, we are doing the dang thing. Ready?
We assassinate complexity. Embrace a proven process. Activate. Celebrate to elevate and grow.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job, y'all.
That feels good. That's how Joseph operates. That's how things are done around here. And that's exactly what you've been engaging in right here in the My Moment Challenge.
All right. This is it. This is your moment. You have the next almost 90 minutes, even more to dive in. Your final day of the My Moment Challenge. We have so many good things ahead of you. There's so much to come. We're so excited to be bringing up our first guest.
That's right. You've been enjoying guests all challenge along. And today we have another phenomenal Joseph mentee that you're going to get to learn from right here. She's an incredible IT professional with a passion to help other executives not boil under the pressure, and you're going to get to hear more about what that means from our next speaker.
An elite neuroencoding certified specialist. Please help us welcome
Sandra Mannion.
The most dangerous kind of exhaustion is the kind you are successful enough to hide. Some of the most successful people in this room are in danger, and no one would know it. Because you're still achieving, you're still holding it all together, and you're still being praised for how much you can carry. People call you strong, committed, dedicated. You may call it leadership. You may even call it just being busy because you've normalized it. But when pressure becomes your primary fuel source, success looks impressive right up until your body refuses to cooperate. And then one day your body says, enough is enough. And that's exactly why it's dangerous. I know this far too well because I built success that very same way too. For years, I believed the answer was to work harder, do more, and handle it all myself. I was capable, and I was the person people counted on. If I kept producing results, I thought I was fine. But I was far from being fine. My body had been talking to me for a long time before I was ready to listen. Sandra, this way of working isn't going to go well. You need to do something about it. You need to make a change. I kept ignoring it. In fact, I was celebrating my accomplishments of pushing my body beyond its healthy limits. And then one ordinary night, I was leaving the office and I had a fender bender. You see, on paper, it was a minor accident. But in my body, it was my exploding moment. My reaction was way bigger than the incident itself. Not because the fender bender created the overload. It simply revealed how much I had been carrying and finally erupted. I felt like I was a pressure cooker with the ticker, 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 ticker going on top with the warning that it's time to release the pressure within. So here I'm sitting in my car downtown Miami, and I finally heard that whisper turning into a scream. I can't keep going at this pace. This is madness. It's just not sustainable. And I had been living in survival mode for far too long. I was stuck in the fight or flight mode. And that was my breaking point, my enoughness moment. And it starts with just telling the truth about what pressures is costing you. The question's not whether pressure exists. The real question is whether pressure is the only way you know how to perform. Show of hands if you have become so accustomed to urgency that calm may feel unproductive to you now. Oh yeah. Weekends. We consider weekends for friends and family, right? And they're meant to connect and refill ourselves with before we start the next new week. And yet, your phone, it dings, and you've got incoming messages, and you find yourself pulled away from what is important to what is urgent. Or is it the perception of what you make urgent? You see, the small moments matter because what you practice becomes easier to repeat. If you repeatedly practice urgency, reactivity becomes familiar and your default. If you practice creating space and making better choices will become more available consciously. Now, what if the answer is not about learning how to handle more pressure, but rather learning how to respond to it differently? I have a 5R framework that helps name the drain and give awareness. The 5 R's give us a way to meet our trigger. We choose differently, we act, and we rebuild our energy and our capacity. And those are recognize, regulate, re-choose, respond, and regenerate. So let's start with number 1, which is recognize. You ask yourself a series of questions. What is exactly happening right now without judgment? What are you feeling physically? Is your jaw tight? Is your heart racing? Or do you have a heaviness in your stomach? And what thoughts are repeating in your head? What are you making the situation mean? Is the pressure coming from the situation, or is it coming from your interpretation of it? Now, notice the pattern. Become aware of it. Are you replaying a conversation in your head? Are you trying to control something? Maybe you're afraid of something or avoiding something. Now ask yourself, what is this pressure trying to tell me? If you identify the triggers that cause the pressure in your life, see where there are in relationships, in your finances, maybe it's in your career or your business, or maybe it's even within yourself. You cannot change a pattern if you're unwilling to notice it. Number 2 is regulate. Now, regulate helps you interrupt that pattern by creating just a little space. This gives you a moment to reflect. Whether you create that space by taking a nice, loving, conscious breath in and exhale slowly. Or you gently stand up if you're sitting. Or slowly step to the side, which creates physical movement in your body, and that shifts your energy. Regulation doesn't mean suppressing what you feel. It means creating just enough space that the feeling doesn't make the decision for you. Number 3 is re-choose. So who gets to make the decision? Is it an actual urgency? Can it wait? Is it your default reactive pattern that you've trained yourself and others to expect? If you choose from fear, ego, habit, or is it from intention? What outcome do you really want? What would your future self do right now? And what do you choose in this moment that allows you to make an intentional choice and decide how to act rather than defaulting to reaction? Make the choice consciously. Recognize and regulate, create that space. Re-choose determines what you do with it. And now that leads us to the 4th, is respond. You turn that intention into behavior. You take one thoughtful action or consciously decide not to instinctively respond. Because when done with clarity, your decision sends a genuine message internally and externally. You're setting boundaries. Maybe that means asking for help, or making a phone call that you've been avoiding, or putting your phone down. Take one meaningful action rather than numerous frantic ones. And sometimes the healthiest response is no response. A reaction releases pressure. A response creates an outcome. And 5 is regenerate. Regeneration is restoring and filling yourself up with small actions that are deliberately restoring your capacity to be able to continue to live a healthy and happier life. Some of these examples are getting intentional sleep and rest, going out in nature and getting some sunlight on yourself, even some silence, eliminating that noise pollution, taking a deep breath, or also taking a break from technology stimulation. Creating meaningful connections with loved ones or with pets. Looking at how your nutrition and your hydration is, or even creating a spa day for personal care. And you see, I have a lifestyle natural detox method that I created. And if you're interested in that, it is, connect with me on Facebook and I'll get you more details. But it helps you with your natural restoration of your lifestyle. So what does regeneration look like for you? What are the things that light you up and bring that spark of energy to your step and that warm feeling into your heart? You see, I used to go to the gym as a teenager. It was my passion. I would love to go there, and I was able to go and release. It was my release where all of my pent-up energy would go. And then suddenly one day I realized I'm going there and I'm constantly releasing something. And I shifted my perception and I looked through a different set of lenses. And now instead of looking at it as a release, I'm looking at it as a place of filling myself up and really restoring my energy. So I changed my story from having to go to wanting to go, and from pushing myself to actually being lovingly pulled towards it. So regeneration is not a reward to earn after performing. It's part of how you create sustainable performance. And these five R's of conscious performance are recognition, regulate, re-choose, respond, and regenerate. And so we're going to go and do an exercise right now, and I would like to ask you this one question. Take a moment and just pick one. and ask yourself, what's one pressure point that you are carrying right now? All right. Find that one pressure point you're carrying. Maybe trying to learn it all at once. I'm taking it slow. Oh, yeah. Trying to get our work out into the world. Oh, yes. So many tricks. Oh, Making that phone call. Yes. Multitasking around kids. I think Shy and Kay know that one very well. All right. Hopefully you have the opportunity now to find your pressure point that you have been carrying. And we're going to slide in to the 4R framework. We've got 4 questions that represent the 4 R's. The first one is, what triggers this stress response? So you've just identified now what your pressure point is. Now identify, what is that trigger that creates that stress response? Pick the first thing that comes to mind. That is recognize. We go to the second R. Your pattern interrupt will shift your state. And what is the pattern interrupt that you would identify to use for this particular pressure point? And don't overthink these, just pick the first thing that comes to mind. Your next question is, what better conscious choices can you make now? And your final R is, what intentional action will best serve your desired outcome? Now you've identified what your pressure point is, you've identified your trigger, you've identified what your pattern interrupt will be, a better conscious decision, and now a new intentional action. So you have gone through the 4R framework, and we're going to do 5 right now. I'm going to invite you, take a moment, If you can right now safely, and if you're comfortable, I'd like you to gently close your eyes. Allow yourself to settle in this moment. Take a slow, loving, deep breath in and gently let it out. Again, breathe in and exhale slowly. And for the next few moments, there is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing you need to solve, and nothing you need to accomplish. Just notice. Bring your awareness to the pressure or tension you've identified earlier as your main pressure point. You don't need to understand it. Simply notice it and ask yourself, where do I experience this tension? Perhaps you're feeling it somewhere inside your body, in your chest, in your stomach, in your throat, your shoulders, or your head. Or perhaps you experience it outside your body, as though the pressure is surrounding you. Wherever you notice, it is perfectly fine. Just allow yourself to become curious about it. Notice its shape, its size, its weight, and perhaps there's even a color. With no judgment, just give awareness. And take another slow, deep breath in and exhale. Imagine creating just a little more space around that tension. You don't have to focus it away. Simply give it permission to soften and to loosen, to release whatever is already ready to release. Take another gentle breath in, and as you breathe out, let go of anything you no longer need to carry in this moment. You don't have to carry everything right now. Allow yourself to release. Now, gently bring your awareness to the center of your heart. Think of someone, something, or perhaps a moment in your life that brings you genuine feeling of love. And just allow yourself to feel it. Notice that feeling in your heart. Perhaps it's warmth, lightness, calm, or peace, or simply a subtle sense of expansion. Whatever you experience is enough. And as you breathe in, imagine the feeling becoming a little stronger, a little warmer, maybe a little brighter. And now allow that feeling of love to begin expanding beyond your heart. Let it move through your chest, through your shoulders, and down your arms, and into your abdomen, down your legs, and through your entire body. And with your next breath, imagine that love expanding your body, outside of your body, and filling the space around you like a warm blanket. And there's nothing you need to do right now. Simply receive it and notice what becomes possible when you create space for something other than pressure. Take one moment, the full slow breath in, and gently exhale. Now bringing your awareness back into your room, feel your feet and listen to the sounds around you. And just before you open your eyes, ask yourself this final question. What do I choose to carry forward from this moment? And just allow that first answer to come forward and notice. Take another comfortable breath in and gently wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bring a smile to your face and gently open your eyes. and welcome back. Whatever you noticed, trust. You just experienced what happens when we stop automatically carrying pressure and intentionally creating space for something different. It is my deepest desire that you take the seed I offer you today and allow it to germinate within you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Sandra. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful teaching. Wow. Give it up in the comments. Give it up for Sandra and this incredible value she's just added to us. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful teaching. Hopefully you all enjoyed those R's, enjoyed that restorative meditation at the end. There's still so much good stuff to come, y'all. You know how we do it. So up next, we have Joseph McClendon III. He's getting himself ready here. We are so excited to get kicked off for the rest of the My Moment Challenge. This is the final stretch. This is it. This is the last little bit. You guys have been showing up for 2 full days, and we're about to get into the last stretch of our third and final day. You have done an incredible job here at the My Moment Challenge.
It's so fun to watch all of you literally seizing this moment right now. Your life is full of moments. You're either defaulting to old patterns or choosing new ones, and you've learned all kinds of strategies to help you do that, including what you just learned from Sandra. Incredible presentation there, and a great lead into our final session here on your final day with the one and only Joseph McClendon III. So we're just about ready to bring him back up as we quickly refresh the set here, but love to see each and every one of you articulating what you took forward, showing that love in the comments, and staying fully engaged right here on our last day.
In fact, if you are out there, put further faster in the chat. Let's show Joseph how much we want to go further faster. Put it in the chat. Let's give some love for Joseph. Let's stoke up this chat here, because it is time to bring out your friend and mentor, the one and only
Joseph McClendon III.
All right. Thank you so much. That was almost a comedy when you said my name there. First off, show some love in the chat for Sandra. Yeah, there you go. That was spectacular. And as I've said to you before, everything that we do has a reason and a purpose. There's a reason why she said what she said, did what she did, and I'm going to cover some of that as we go forward. But I have a couple questions. First off, it's a little bittersweet for me to be with you here today. And what I mean by that is, for some of you, this is my last day with you. For some of you, not. But for some of you, this is my last day. And as I said to you before, it's not what happens here, it's what happens, what goes on here. So my outcome here today, as always is to make sure and that you leave here with something next to do. And so I'm going to jump into things, because today is the most important day. And by the way, I didn't mention this, that for those of you, I want to share with you something. We never really had this happen before. You guys broke the internet yesterday, meaning that when we talked about the My Moment, or we talked about the for you guys to go to sign up, what happened is the TBD, we call it TBD, Transformation by Design, had so many of you going all at once, it shut the thing down. So I want you to know that that is repaired, it's taken care of. So if you want to join that, go ahead and do that now. And as a matter of fact, you want to do it now, because what I'm going to share with you, you're going to need that going forward. So I'm excited for you. And what you want to do is grab a seat. And by the way, give a hand also to Kay and Shai. That process that they took you through is exactly what they said. It's exactly how the function that we do things. Everything that we do, these are the blueprints of how you go forward. And so today's going to be unbelievably exciting, and I'm going to teach you some things, I'm going to show you some things, and we're going to put everything that we've done together and make it make sense for you. So the first thing I want to say is type a 1 in the chat if you did your homework. Meaning, if you did your homework, most specifically, the most important thing was for you to write your reasons why. And so if you would, share with me a little bit about some of your reasons why you want what you want, just so I can see. And what's important for you to know is I want you to know is that what's important for you to know, I got to get my little pillow here so my butt doesn't wear out. Okay. What's important for you to know is that everything has a reason and a purpose. And I want you to understand this. Your reasons why, share with me. Some of you said so that I can help people, so that I can help my children, so I can have freedom, okay? And all of these things are great. There are no wrong answers. The only wrong answer is if you don't do anything at all. But let me share with you why this is so important, no pun intended. Why this is so important, why you did this at this juncture right now. I'm going to explain it by sharing with you this. Imagine there's a house. And this house is surrounded by a moat full of water. Like an island out there, and it's a moat full of water out there. You see it out there. And in that moat are alligators and crocodiles and sharks and piranhas and nasty stuff. It's just junk is all inside of there. And it's terrible. And around the outside of that moat is a chain link fence, 10 feet tall. And on the top of that, it's saber wire and barbed wire. And it's an electric fence. And if you touch that fence, it'll electrocute you and you will die. There's a sign on it that says, do not touch this fence. And you and I are standing outside that fence. And I say to you, in whatever country you're in, whatever your denomination, whatever your money is, I say to you, inside the house, laying on the bed, in one of the beds in one of the bedrooms, is $10 or 10 pounds or 10 whatever you guys have. And if I tell you, listen, there's $10 in there, and if you go get in this house, you can have the $10. Tax-free, no questions, you get to have that $10. Type of 1 if you would go get in that house. Type of 2 if you're saying, hell no, no way in hell. Yeah, exactly. Because it's only $10. It's only, why would you risk your life for $10? But watch this. Same house, same moat, same crocodiles, alligators, poisonous, everything inside there. Same fence, same everything. And you and I are standing outside the fence. And inside that house, laying in the bed, in one of the bedrooms, asleep, is the person that you love the most in your life. Your child, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, husband, wife, whatever, the person that you love the most in life. And that house is on fire. And I tell you that if you don't get in and wake them up and get them out of that house, they will burn to death. Type of 1 if you'd go get in the house now. Yeah, everybody. You'd figure out a way to get there. You'd dig under the fence. You'd do whatever it took to get in there. Because you have a strong reason why. And so the reason I had you do that homework and had you do that is because a why is what pulls you forward. A why is what makes you eliminate all of the stuff that would get in your way, and you'll figure stuff out. Human beings are like that. You've done it. You're going to see you as we're coming up here. You've done that over and over in your life. When you have a strong enough why, it's what pulls you forward. It's what makes you get up early, stay up late, do the extra stuff that it takes to make it happen when you really have a strong enough reason why. You see, people go like this all the time. They go, okay, my goal is to make this money. And everybody says, remember I said health, happiness, financial abundance. But they don't do it because nothing is pulling them forward. They don't have something that's pulling them forward that's making it eliminate the things that get in their way. Now, Sandra had you do something. She said for you to write down, there's one place, something called a pattern interrupt. What is your pattern interrupt? Now, I'm going to tell you about that here in a little bit. But when you're in that mode where you're just stuck, or you're in that mode that you've got excuses that you're making or whatever, you're in a pattern. And if nothing interrupts that, if nothing breaks that, you're going to continue that pattern. Type of 1 if that makes sense. And by the way, yeah, I said this before. I'm seeing you right now. Somebody's saying thank you for making sure that the challenges or what is our course?
Transformation by
Oh, it's a TBD, Transformation by Desire is up. Yes. And so here's what I want to say to you. Right now, what we're getting ready to do is I'm going to take everything and put it together. But here's where we're going to start. And it's something you've already done. I just said it. We're going to start with something you've already done, and it's already brought you where you are. So it's not something you have to learn, but I'm going to explain it to you in a different way so that you recognize, wait, I already do that, and now I can do it again to go further faster. And in order to do that, you and I have to take a leap of faith. A leap of faith. And what that means is this, and I should remember earlier I said this. I gave you a couple things. Number one was further, faster. Yes? You want what you want sooner rather than later. Yes? And I also gave you what wealthy means. Wealthy means to be healthy, happy, financially abundant. And Kay and Shai shared with you, the 5 things, our core beliefs about things like that. So around here in the Institute and what we do, we have different language for things, but I want you to understand that your language is okay, and it's great if it serves you. And if the language that I'm going to share with you works with you even better so you can get more focused, then adopt it. And so I'm going to share with you my definition of what faith is. And by the way, to me, it's not a leap of faith, it's a leap with faith. When you think about it, how do they define, it's in the Bible and it's all over the place, how do they define faith? Faith is the belief in things not yet seen. And it makes sense, doesn't it? You believe that you're going to get this. You believe you're going to get this. And you have done this before. And by the way, I'm going to say it's a belief in things deliberately already seen. And I'll tell you what that means here in a second. But think about this. Everything that we do is going to tie together in just a few moments. But you had to take a leap of faith. Remember, you had to believe something about you thousands of times already in your life. Think about this. Type of 1, if you've ever purchased a house or a car or something that was, that you were going to have to make payments on. Yeah, pretty much everybody. So when it was time to do that, when it was time for you to sign the bottom line for that loan or whatever it is, you had to have some level of faith that you were going to be able to make those payments. You had to have some level of faith in yourself. Type of 1, if this makes sense. And you took that leap. You said, I'm going to do it because you made a picture in your mind. Remember, it's think, feel, do, have. You made a picture in your mind and you said to yourself, I'm going to do this. I can do this. So you had to believe in yourself. That is faith, but it's faith the way that I said it. It's faith in a deliberate picture that you put in yourself. You said, I'm going to do this. You made this happen. Type of 1 if this makes sense. Stay with me on this because this, ladies and gentlemen, as you get this, you're going to recognize that you can use all of this stuff to go further faster. Type of 1 if that makes sense. And you recognize it. Perfect. Now think about this. How many times have you done that? How many times have you said, I'm going to do something even though it was out there in the future? Countless. And you do it every single day. You get in your car and you drive to work. You have faith that you're going to drive that car. You have faith that you're not going to get, plowed by a bus. You have faith. Faith is around us all the time. But here's the beautiful part about it, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can create abundant faith anytime that you want. You can encode yourself. You can recode yourself to create faith. And here's how that works. And I'm going to give you, remember, what I said is all of this stuff is going to tie together. Remember yesterday when I had you licking a lemon, biting into a lemon? What happened? You created a picture in your mind. My words gave you the pictures, but you created in your mind. And your brain said, okay, this is real, because our brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. Your brain said, this is real, so let's go ahead and drool. And it became real inside of you. Type of 1 if that makes sense. So having said that, doesn't it make sense? And that's what this My Moment is about. And TBD, Transformation by Design, is designed to help you start to create those moments. Moments are the lemon. Moments are the space in between the pole. Type of 1 if this makes sense. And as you're getting this and you're starting to realize this, I want you to realize this. Knowing what you want, as we said before, and then creating the faith that you're going to get it, that sets the wheels in motion for you to do what it takes to make it happen. And here's the cosmic side of it, for things to start to line up so that it happens for you. And what I mean by that is this. The faith I'm going to ask you to have right now is the belief that there are unseen forces happening all around you and inside of you. And here's what I mean by that. Just like when use the lemon, licking the lemon again. When I had you think about licking a lemon, remember, it's think, feel, do, have. Well, something happened inside of you. There were electrical impulses that went through your system and made you feel something from your brain to your heart or your emotions. Could you see it? No. It's unseen. It's a force that's all around. And so having said that, remember yesterday, and by the way, think about all that you've done so far. As a matter of fact, type a 1 if you're already pretty proud of yourself for how, you're here today. There's 155 people that are still here doing this on day number 3, and I want you to be proud of yourself. Later on, you're going to learn why it's so important that we do this, that we praise ourselves, that we give ourselves credit for even the little stuff that we've done. Because your nervous system is going to go, this is great, let's do it again. And so, what you did yesterday, and what you did before, and even the homework you did, is you created a reason why. Well, a reason why is just faith. It's just words in your head that make a picture inside of you that says, I'm going to do this. Type a 1 if that makes sense. And so this whole process, the thing that we had you do, the very first day, the very first homework that I had you do was to do the Toxic 10 quiz. Why? So that you can get very specific about which one is your monster, is the one that's holding you back. And now you know that. And so from there, remember, I said there's 10 things that hold you back, all of those things, and there's only 10 of them, and all their subsets, but there's only 10. But what I didn't say to you is there's only 3 things that help you go further faster. 3 things. 10 that stop you, 3 that go further faster. But I'm not going to tell them to you unless you tell me yes. You type a yes in there that you want to hear them. Because you only got half the formula there. I'll wait. I want everybody to type it. Quit playing. Yeah, type it in there. Yes. All right. So, all right. You've convinced me. All right. So, now I'm joking around about it, but I'm very, very serious. Because today I'm going to give you my secret weapon. And what I mean by that is I told you about the careers and businesses and the things that I've done through time. Real estate was first, and then there was, playing music and all the things that I shared with you for. The reason why I was able to catapult to the front, 300 people in my classroom never bought a house. I bought 26 of them in less than a year and a half's time. All the people that go for, in those days you'd go for a record deal. All the millions of people that did it. And it wasn't because I was the great musician, by the way. It's because I used my secret weapon that I get to share with you. And it is part of these 3 things here. And so because you said yes, I'm going to share with you what they are. And I want you to write this down because you're going to want this later as you go on. And by the way, I'm so excited for you because I get to share with you what your next step is, even beyond TBD. So I want you to write this down. This is the Further Faster 60-20-20 formula. Success formula, if you will. The Further Faster 60-20-20 success formula. What is a formula? It's just a system. It's just a process. You want to bake a cake, you get this much flour, you get this much chocolate, you get this much eggs. Those are the ingredients, you put them in there. That's the formula to make it happen. Well, here's the formula for you to go further faster. Get a little alarm going off here. I guess I'm burning things up. Is that mine? Yeah, just take it out of here. It'll stop. Okay. So, having said that, here's the formula. And I want you to write this down. Everything that you do, everything that you want to accomplish, everything that you want to achieve comes as a result of these 3 things. These are the foundation. This is the tripod, if you will. If you think about it, a tripod that holds up your camera. Let's say there's a tripod that holds up you and what you're going to do and what you're going to get. Well, these are the 3 legs. 60% of your ability, of your skill, 60% of your drive, of your pull is psychology. Write that down. Psychology. They put a slide up for it. Now, when you say psychology, most people go, okay, what does that mean? Or, okay, I understand. And we have some sort of understanding of what it is. But I want you to read what it says here. I want you to understand what our definition, that I want you to have definition of, so that it's simple. What did Kay and Shai said? Simplicity. Execute. Complexity. Simplicity. Psychology is simply this. The thoughts that you have about yourself, first. Secondly, other people. Thirdly, your environment. That's it. The conscious and unconscious thoughts that you have, and by the way, most of your thoughts are going to be unconscious, but the truth of the matter is, what you believe about yourself, that's your psychology. And most of them, and by the way, that's what we're going to be doing beyond here, is help you get a solid understanding and belief about yourself. That is one that helps you, that pulls you forward. Type of 1, if you'd love to have a psychology that is not just healthy, but one that makes you get up early, stay up late, do the extra stuff. A belief in yourself. Because remember what I said, in that toxic 10, think about it. Most of them, they do not carry with it when you're procrastinating, when you're hesitating, when you got fear of failure, all of those things, they do not carry with it a strong psychology, a belief about yourself. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. Type of 1, if you are a member of what I call the self-beaters club. And what that means is you beat yourself up. Even when you succeed at something, you may achieve something, but you go, I should have done it better. Or Sandra did it better than me. Or Kay did it better. Or Will did it better. I should have done this. Or damn it, I screwed up again. I didn't get this. You're going to find out later that that is actually damaging you. But think about it, no pun intended, in that moment. What's your psychology like? Are you appreciating yourself? Do you love yourself? Are you saying to yourself, I can do this? Do you have the energy about yourself? No. And that's 60% of your ability to go further faster. 60%. So obviously, the obvious question should be, how do I change my psychology? So think about this. Your psychology is just think. And I'm telling you the 3 things that you think about that make the biggest difference. Well, you think about yourself, what you think about other people, and you think about other things. But here's the deal. Most of us, that psychology is on autopilot. Most of us, it was programmed into us. Through the moments, through even sometimes well-meaning people, it was programmed into us. Maybe you stood up at front of the class to do your book report when you were in 3rd grade and you got laughed at because you stumbled over your words and somebody made fun of you. Or maybe somebody said something because, you look different than other people. Or you didn't get a good grade. Or maybe your parents said, you should have done better or something like that. And that impacted you. Those moments impacted your psychology. Type of 1, if this makes sense. This is the fundamental. So obviously, if you change your psychology, you change 60% of your ability to go further faster. Type of 1, if that's exciting to you. Because the rest of it is just mechanics. How do I change my psychology? How do I change my psychology in a consistent way so that I automatically think of the best about me? 60%. The next 20% is energy. 60% psychology, 60% energy. Now, here's what I will say. Listen very closely to what I'm about to say. This does not just mean that get up and go energy, that excitement. What I mean by energy is electricity. Now stay with me on this because this is what I'm going to ask you to have an unbelievably open mind and understand. And this is my secret weapon, ladies and gentlemen. Every single one of us are electrical beings. As a matter of fact, everything on the freaking planet is made of electricity. There's 3 things. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Electrons are what make the world go around. Every cell inside of you creates electricity. You have enough electricity going on inside of you to light a light bulb. The more electricity you have, the more energy you have. The less electricity you have, the less energy that you have. Type of 1, if this makes sense. Every cell in your body has something called an ATP pump. It's called adenosine triphosphate. And all that is just like in a battery. Chemicals make it happen, and those chemicals create electricity. But here's the beautiful thing about this human thing called human beings, this human body called human beings, is that we have the ability to create an abundant amount of electricity on the spot, any given moment. And to program ourselves so that it happens automatically. Let me repeat myself. We as human beings possess the skill, possess the ability to create an abundant amount of energy any given moment on demand. And we can do that so that it happens automatically. And let me prove that to you. I don't care how bad a mood you're in. I don't care if you've had a bad day. I don't care what it is. If you get and you're just lazy and tired, and you get a knock on the door, and you look, at your Ring camera, and you see there's somebody out there, and they're excited, and they're looking, and they're waiting for you. And you go and you open the door, and it's somebody there with a $10 million check that says you just won this contest or this lottery. Are you going to be tired and lazy in the moment? Type of 1. No. You're going to be excited, and when you're excited, if I hooked an EEG machine, electroencephalograph machine, up to you, which it registers electricity, it would show that your electricity is high. So in that moment, you got more electricity, you got more energy. How many times have you done this? Type of 1 if you've done this. You're driving down the road and you're starting to nod off, and all of a sudden you run over those little dots in the middle of the road, and it goes and it wakes you up. How quickly did it take you to get energy? Like that. And that was circumstantial. Something happened. You got energy right away. But my point is, that's how quickly you can get energy. Now, we can do that all day long. And that's what I do with people over and over again. That's what Kay and Shai did with you earlier about, assassinate complexity, doing all those things. You got energy. Why? Just standing up and moving your freaking body. At the very least, you can take away from this is, wait a minute, when I got low energy, get up and move my body. If you've been around me at all, get up and shake your ass. Because when you do that, you have energy. Now, type of 1, if this makes sense, your psychology, 60%. Your energy, 20%, and all the factors about your energy. So obviously this means, okay, if I've got a great psychology and I've got the energy to do it, I'm going to go do it. And that is great. And if we stopped there, that would be spectacular. If we stopped there, you'd go, okay, I have the formula. But here's the deal. If you don't know how to make it so that it happens automatically, you're out the game. Because you already knew this. Type of 1, if on some level you already knew some of this. Yeah, pretty much all of us. My scroll isn't coming through now. Okay. Type of 1, if you already knew some of this. Or you already had intuitively, there you go, I can see that now. Thank you. Intuitively, you knew this. That if I get excited, I have more energy and I can do more. And you even know that if I condition myself, I'll do this. But here's the beautiful part, and here's the part that I need you to have a leap of faith. And this is going to sound like unicorns and crystals and rainbows and all that stuff, but it is science. And this is the stuff that most people overlook. And this is what ties all of that stuff together. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. That's what you're going to get as you start to recode yourself. It becomes a default. Now, remember what I said. It's not what you know. I've said this dozens of times. It's what you do that makes things happen. It's not the knowledge that you have or knowing what to do. It's what you do that makes things happen. And it's more specifically what you continue to do that makes things happen. And so this that I'm about to share with you may make you feel like, oh, I don't know, that's over the line. But I do want to share this with you. I taught at UCLA as a professor for 7 years. And I taught for 7 years to engineers. And if you're an engineer out there, this is not a slight on you. This is not, you're amazing. As a matter of fact, these men and women were way, way, way smarter than me. And the reason I share that with you, and this is before the internet, this is back in the early 90s. And so everything that I taught them, I had to qualify with facts. So even that's what I'm about to share with you, I had to qualify with facts. And I'm not going to go deep into it, but I do want you to know that this is part of it. And part of what you do to recode yourself is start to make this automatic inside of you. But the reason I was able to do the real estate and do the music and do the all of that stuff is because I used this part. First off, I would get my psychology right. And remember, my psychology was in the toilet when those guys attacked me. I hated myself. But I had to shift that. And it didn't happen overnight. Listen, you guys get to that. You recode yourself in a matter of weeks or months and things like that. For me, it took years. But that's why I developed this process that you're going to learn, and you're going to learn to recode yourself. Because I don't want you to do. Because I want you to go further, faster. Type of 1, if you want that as well. Further, faster to go through this. You don't want to have to wait all of this stuff. And that's what this is all about. But you got to do your part. And you got to take that leap of faith. How many times have you said to yourself, I can't afford something, or I don't have the time to do that, or, I'm this or whatever, and you didn't do it because you were scared? But then how many times have you had the faith to do something and you did it, and even though you didn't know where you were going to get the money or where you were going to get the time or whatever, but things worked out? It was funny. I was talking to Jonathan last night, and those of you who are VIP, it was funny because he said to me, he goes, at the end of it, he goes, I never even dreamed that I'd be on stage with you, Joseph. And I go, yes, you did. And he goes, what? And I go, we did a seminar, and this was how many years ago was it? Probably 8 years ago or something. We did it. And this guy walked up to me and the other people, and he said, someday I'm going to be on stage with you. And he did the processes, and here he is in doing that. Well, you've done that as well. Type of 1, if you have ever thought about something, wanted something, and it showed up in your life without you having to necessarily go through the school of hard knocks and the labor behind it. Yeah. Type of 1, if you know or know of somebody that just seems to be luckier than the rest of us. The ball always seems to bounce in their favor. They seem to be in the right place at the right time. You look at it and you go, why are they so lucky? And why does this happen to me? Well, here's the question. Is it possible that those people, knowingly or unknowingly, are doing something to make that happen? The answer is yes. Knowingly or unknowingly. You're going to know now. This is the piece of it that I want you to know. They're doing something. Whether they know it or not, they're doing something. And it makes it that way. I always say this. Luck is manufactured. Luck is manufactured. And what I mean by that is there's something that you can do to cause things to happen around you. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I get really excited about this because this is kind of one of the things that once you start to recode yourself, the energy, everything changes. Your psychology changes, the energy changes, and you become, wait for it, 20%. You got 60% psychology, you got 20% energy, and you got 60% magnetism. Write it down. Write it down. Magnetism. Now, this is not the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction are a very real thing, but this is science. You've already done it. You've already sent it. That there are times that you've done something and you not only attract the laws of attraction say that you can attract things like you think. If you think about it, then it'll be coming forward. But first off, type of 1 if you've ever sabotaged yourself. You wanted something, and it even started to come towards you, and opportunities came there, and all you had to do was show up and do it, but you didn't do it. Well, the reason being is because a magnet will attract things to it, but if what it is attracting is not magnetized, it won't continue to do it. If what it is attracting is flipped over, I'm going to show you a little bit later, it'll actually push it away. So if your psychology is right, if your energy is not right, you're literally pushing your goals away. This is why we sabotage. Type of 1 if this makes sense. But let me give you one more thing, and we're going to move on from that, because here's what I want you to know. This is a very real thing. But you have to recode yourself so that this stuff starts to happen, so that you have that certainty about yourself, so that you have that certainty about other people, so that you have that certainty about what you want. Now, my intensity, I hope it shows through, because this is how important it is. This is what the world needs. This is what you need. Type of 1 if you agree with me. Absolutely. What's to disagree with? If you want what you want it sooner rather than later, then why not do something? Why not have the edge of making it happen? Because most people dismiss it and most people don't do it. But watch this. Let me prove it to you that you have the ability to influence things outside of you. Watch this. Type of 1, if you've ever been sitting in your car and you feel somebody looking at you and you look over and there they are looking at you. Type of 1. Yeah. Or how about this? Same thing. You're sitting in your car and you look over and you see maybe an interesting person or attractive person, and you're looking at that person, you're curious, and they feel you looking at them, and they look over and they catch your silly ass looking at them. Type of 1 if that happens to you. Yeah, all the time, because here's what happens. I get excited about this, and I need to move on because this is one of my favorite topics, because I want you to get, this is why recoding, this is why neuroencoding, this is why it is different, and this is why it freaking kills it. These people that you saw, Anitha and Jonathan and Sandra, all of these people that are here, They have a skill that is different. They get to go out and change other people's lives, but guess whose life they had to change first? Their own. They were already amazing when they showed up here just like you. But they have the skill set. And at the risk of sounding arrogant, I have the skill set to help. You're going to see that in a little bit, to help other people do that. But you got to start with yourself. And so what happens is when you put your attention and intention on somebody else, they feel you. And so does everything else out there. That's where I'm going to stop with that. Because I want you to understand this, that there are unseen forces going on. You can't see the electricity that's going on. You can't even actually see light, but it's happening there. You can't see the electricity going through the electrical poles. You can't see gravity, but it's there. Unseen forces are always going on. Not some of the time, not most of the time, all of the time. And you know what other unseen forces are always going on? Wait for it. Pause for dramatic effect. You freak, your brain never shuts up. Can you see your thoughts? I mean, literally out there? No. You can see them inside your head, but that's faith. Does that make sense? Type 1 if that makes sense. Your thoughts are always going, not some of the time, not most of the time, all of the time. Even when you meditate and you try and shut your brain down, there's still something going on. It never stops. So doesn't it make sense to be able to program those thoughts? Because it is think, feel, do, have. Type 1 if that makes sense. Absolutely. And here's what I want you to understand. Having said all of that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take just less than a minute. And matter of fact, I just want you to do this. I want you to type in the chat. You don't have to, leave a sentence or a paragraph. Type in the chat anything that you have already used this on. Meaning you believed that you could do it. You got excited about it. And it showed up in your life. Yes, maybe you did some things. Maybe you did some work or whatever, but it showed up easier, quicker, faster. Tell me what it was. You can say it was, I got a car, okay? Okay. I got married, okay? Changed my life, okay? Yeah, all of these things, it's already happening. You see, everything that I'm teaching you, everything that Sandra and Anitha and Jonathan have already done, stuff you already do. Our job, oh, this is beautiful, yes. It saved my daughter's life, come on. All these things. And I could tell you story after story after story. But now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to bask in it. And now it's your turn to learn what to do next. First off, here's what I want you to do. You've been sitting for a minute. Stand up. Stand up. You can stay there. I'm not gonna take myself out of frame. Okay. Stand up for a second, okay? And shake yourself out. And put a smile on your face. And all I want you to do with that smile on your face is just take your right fist and go like this and say yes. Do it again. Squeeze your fist and say yes. And shake yourself out again. Smile on your face and have a seat. Now, you don't know this, but what just happened is this. I just flirted with your psychology and your energy. And you became more of a magnet. Because I didn't say this, that the way you make a magnet, does anybody know how you make a magnet? Because it's just a piece of steel or a piece of iron. You take that piece of steel or iron and you bombard it with what? Somebody type it in. Yeah, electricity. That's it. So if you think about it, what you just did right there, had you stand up, shake yourself out, you became more of a magnet. You actually are, and by the way, a magnet attracts a magnet quicker, easier, faster, and better than a magnet in a piece of steel. But I want you to look at it like this. What's happening to you right now? Type 1, if right now you have an urgency to make something happen. You have an urgency to go, I want to do something more. That's beautiful. And that's your energy, that's your psychology, because there's not something inside of you right now going, I don't know about this, I don't want to do it. What's happening inside of you is like, give it to me, Joseph, I want more. Type 1 if that's truth. You see, my words deliberately are helping you believe in you. Let me repeat what I said. My words deliberately are helping you believe in you, helping you create faith inside of you. Prove it. Type a 1 if you feel pretty good about yourself right now. There may be a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of doubt, and that's okay. Look at you guys can see this as well. All these 1s. Because what I'm presenting to you is possibility. Possibility for you. Possibility for what is possible for you. Because you would not still be on this call. How many of you people are in this room? 148 people, 43 people are still here. That's amazing. They're still here because there's a part of you that's going, I deserve this. I deserve more. I want to have more, and I deserve it. There's a part of you that's going, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of doing the things, not doing the things that I said I was going to do. You see, that toxic 10, that's only part of it. That gets you aware of what you want to do. And for those of you that did TBD, Transformation by Design, you're on board already. You're moving along that line. But type of 1, if you want to even supercharge that so that you go even further faster. Beautiful. And by the way, anything that I'm teaching you right now is I do not teach theory, meaning I've done it myself. So here's my question. How do you build a house? How do you build a house? And by the way, not just any house, that special home that you've dreamt of. That home that when you look at it, you go, this is the place that I want to live the rest of my life, and this is my dream home. First off, you have to create a blueprint or a plan, yeah? That's the first thing that you have to do. You have to see it in the vision in your mind and outline the steps to go forward. That's it. That's what your blueprint does. It's a plan. It's in your head, right? You got to go. This is what I want. You already have that, right? And what happens after a blueprint? You have to lay a foundation. And by the way, let's just already assume you already have the plot of land. That's you. But once you have that plot of land and once you have that blueprint, what do you have to do next? You have to create a foundation. But not just any foundation. One that specifically is designed for you. It's in your blueprint. Strong enough for the home, the mansion, the castle that you want to build to stand on. So what's next? And by the way, if you do not build a foundation, it will fail. You know this. You got to have a strong foundation. So what's next in building this magnificent home? If you don't have the right skills and the process to make it happen, you're going to fall into what we call this loop of failure and delay. And I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a metaphor that I'm using right now about your life, but I did this in real life. I was telling Kay and Shai in the group last night, I built a home once. And it was so much that I didn't know. And because I didn't know these things, there was delays. And then, like I said, I was in this loop of, doing this stuff over and over again, and it took forever. And so you got to have those skills. You got to have what it takes to make it happen. If you don't have the right skills, like I said, you'll loop over and over again. Okay? You must have the skills to make that happen. And so here's where you are right now. Here's where all of us are right now. The last 3 days, you have a blueprint. You have a blueprint. That's what we've been doing here. Your blueprint of what you want, where you want to go, all of those things, why you want it, and all of those things. I want you to look at it that way. That's what you've already done. TBD, Transformation by Design. That's going to help you build a strong foundation. Not just any foundation, but an unbelievably strong foundation. So that when the winds of change and the things that would threaten your house and threaten things to knock you down and even knock you off course, you got a strong foundation. Then the next part is on you. And what I mean by that, you got to do it yourself. If you have TBD, I've set you up, ladies and gentlemen. For the next 6 days or whenever you start, I'm going to be in your basket. 15, 20 minutes a day. And you got to do this, though. You got to step up and do it. Now, you could do that, or we can take the next step together. And I can be your guide, your coach, to reprogram yourself with a skill that's needed so that you can go further faster. Type a 1 if it even interests you in any level that you would love to have me be your coach. Fantastic, because I want that. And this, as I said from the very beginning, the reason I do this is because not only do I get to help you go further faster, I know that when you do, you're going to help other people. Type a 1 if you're still down for that. Going further faster. So lock in. Here's what's going to happen. All of those things that for me to work with you, to go together, we call that Recode. And Recode is a program, if you will. It's a process. And nothing happens without process. And what I'm going to train you on is what I call the 11 neuro skills. Listen, I've coached so many people on mastering this for themselves. And that's how they get the results that they want. All the people that you saw here before, Anitha, Jonathan, Sandra, they have those neuro skills. You're going to see here in a moment how that works. I've coached people to master for themselves so they completely change their own life with my assistance. And they perform at their best, and they become their default. Now, you've heard this word several times, neuroencoding. And neuroencoding is just simply a way to program yourself so that you automatically default to your best. Now, let me ask you a question. How powerful would it be for you to have the skill sets that I have? Type of 1, if that would be powerful to you. The same skill sets that I have that I've taught top performing people around the world. You've seen the pictures, you saw the stuff, millionaires and billionaires and movie stars and all of those people. I teach them the skills and they use it. So I'm going to show you an example of how powerful this is. And I'm going to use this example because I have that skill and I use that skill to change somebody's life. Someone who's struggling. Now, some of you may have seen this video before, and if you have, you know the power of what it is. And this is one of the most extreme examples that I can show you of what's possible. So let me share with you what you're about to see. And that is this. I do coaching calls, and I do Zoom calls, and I teach people, and I work with people. And one day we were doing this call, and this probably was 4 or 5 years ago. And this woman comes on, and you could instantly see that she was distraught. She was having a hard time putting sentences together. Her eyes were all over the place, and she was scared. One moment she was crying, next moment she's laughing and all those things. And I could clearly see that there was something going on with her. Now, I want to say to you this. This is not therapy. This is coaching. And the process that I put her through, using the 11 skills that you're going to learn, changed her life. And she went on to say that she had been involved in a terrible car accident and it crushed her brain. And as a result, there were so many challenges that she was having. And so I'm going to show you this video, and I want you to see this is the actual call itself. And then you're going to see what happened afterwards, because I did have a couple coaching sessions with her, and I taught her these skills. Brandon, go on and show this. This is Shay.
And then at the end of 2017, my life was blown apart, as well as my brain and my body, because I'm healing, but I'm healing from a moderate traumatic brain injury in 3 brain lobes with a fractured skull. And recovery has been very difficult. So I'm still dealing with a lot of cognitive issues because I didn't know if I would be strong enough to retain the information.
Right.
And so I would like to know about one-on-one coaching with you. So I'm trying to recover, and because I lost a lot of my memory, pretty much all of it. So I'm in a fight to try to remember myself, but I need my brain to be strong. And if I can get there with a strong coach like you, if I can get better, I can help thousands of other people. But I need somebody to help hold my hand and get me through this.
Now watch this.
Joseph, I just wanted to say I love you. I thank you, and I wanted to give you a good report, because you just talked to, I think, Helen about auto-suggestion.
Yes.
And you used it on me when we had one of our sessions.
Yes.
And I was talking about being afraid of the 5-year anniversary and 60% of the people being dead. You told me you're going to be fine. And that auto-suggestion stuck with me. I just passed my anniversary the other day. I'm still alive.
Yes, not only are you still alive, you're thriving.
Your auto suggestion was so powerful to me, and something in me said, just trust him. And that did something to me. And it reminded me, when you mentioned Les Brown, it reminded me of something he said to me years ago when I used to speak with him. He said, Shay, until you can get to the point of believing in yourself, believe in my belief in you. And that was huge. So the things that you both have said, have spoken over me, have happened. And I just want to say thank you. I love you. And I'm still pressing forward.
Yeah, show her some love. Now let me, first off, now pay very close attention to what I'm about to share with you. Because let me break that down, because there's some things you might not have recognized that were going on in there. This woman, it wasn't that she, and by the way, one of the skill sets that I have is to be able to see and understand what's really going on behind those eyes. What's really going on. I can't say that I can cure somebody of this, but I can definitely give you the skills and set you up so that you stack the deck in your favor. But let me remind you of a couple things that she said. She said she's lost all of her memory. And you guys could see, it's right there. The reason I showed you this, I want you to show this. Your life, for most of you, will never go through something like that. So where you are right now pales in comparison to how bad it was for her, but I wanted to show you the extreme. She said she had no memory at all. She was in a fight for her life. And what she said in the end, she said that if you can help me, if you could do a coaching with me, I could help so many other people. Type of 1 if you remember that. She said that I could help so many other people. And I agreed with her, but I had a condition. And the condition was, if I help you, you got to help other people. And that's what I say to you as well. If I help you, will you promise to help other people? And that woman now, she's a neuroencoding specialist. She has the skills that you're about to learn, and she helps other people as well. But here's what I want you to understand. When you looked at the after, you could see it in her eyes. She was energized. She had energy. She had this about herself. And she said a couple things. Now, by the way, it's not what I do to you. It's what you do to yourself. Because remember yesterday when I said if you find a medal and it belongs to somebody else, would you pick it up and wear it? No. But if you got a medal and you earned it, you would become that person. And so she said, you said to me, you're going to be okay. Well, she doesn't, now she knows, because I joke about it now when I've seen her before. I didn't just say that because everybody says you're going to be okay. What I did was taught her to condition it inside of herself so that she believed her psychology that she was going to be okay. And without going into it, the whole magnetism thing, everything starts to work. Second thing that she said was she goes, when you did that, it reminded me of something Les Brown said years ago. Now, what did she say before there? She goes, she lost all of her memory. And the reason I share that with you is this is what you're about to do. This is what you're about to learn. Now, the neuro skills that I'm going to share with you, I want you to be clear on what they are. And when I say neuro skills, these are skills that you're going to learn to program yourself. Now, I'm going to hold your hand, if you will, but I'm going to go through these skills, and I'm going to kind of outline each and every one of them, but I'm not going to go into depth of them just because of time. But I want you to understand this skill that you get to use, because remember, it's physician, heal thyself. The first one is called connection. Influence, focus, shifts. And what that means is connection with yourself. And what that means is all the things that I've been talking about. That self-appreciation, that self-love, that self-diagnosis of yourself that I can. This is where your faith comes in. And again, I'm going to ask you to play with me all along. Type 1 if that makes sense. That if you could connect with yourself, and it's a skill, it's a process that you do, then your psychology would change. And when your psychology changes, there's no room for the other crap in there. You start to feel better about yourself. You just saw it with her. That's the first thing I taught her. But how to do it. And when you have the skill, you have it with you for the rest of your life. Second is diagnosis. And what that means is we say awareness and intention. And what that means is for you to be aware of what's really going on in any given moment and what might happen in the future so that you can change it. Next, praise. And I said this before. I asked you, and pretty much everybody threw it up when you said, how many of you beat yourselves up? Well, listen, Praise, meaning how you acknowledge yourself, is the catalyst. It's the carrot on the stick. It's why you do something. When you train a puppy, you go sit, and the dog sits, you go, okay, great, and you move on. No, you praise it. You go, good dog. Well, you don't even do it to yourself. And I'm going to show you some specific ways to do that so that you condition yourself. It's the center of the conditioning process. It's what makes you go further faster. Next is framing. When you change the meaning, you change the behavior. What does that mean? You can look outside and you can go, it's raining, now my day is ruined. Or you can look out saying, yeah, it's raining, now the air is going to be clean. The roads are going to be washed off, and I get to enjoy the smell. You frame everything in a different way. And when you frame it that way, guess what? You start to look at it that way and you become, wait for it, you become optimistic. Remember what I said? Your default becomes optimistic. You start to default to your other options that you have going on. Next is anchoring. Triggering powerful states instantly. Remember yesterday when I told you about if you come into my office and there's a fear of dogs, but then I can put you in a resourceful state? That's what this is. Type of 1, if it would be unbelievably beneficial if you had a tool, a skill that you could trigger yourself, you can condition yourself to feel good anytime that you want, even when you're scared, even when you don't know what to do, even when you're uncertain, even when you're doubtful. You'll have that skill to do that. Next, pattern interrupts. Now, Sandra said this earlier. She goes, what is your pattern interrupt? What are you going to do? Remember what I said earlier about if you are in an unresourceful state and you don't do anything about it in that moment, you will stay in that state. And people try and change things without interrupting the pattern. Remember what I said? You walk in and I throw a glass of water on you or blast that horn, that interrupts your pattern and it creates a vacuum, and now you get to put something else in. Next is something called the stop technique. And this is the jewel in the crown, if you will. And what that means, it's an automatic pattern replacement. This is how you replace your own patterns. And it's a skill that you'll have for the rest of your life. You may have even heard somebody talking about it before. I use the stop technique. I do that. It's a way that you make it so that you program yourself so that when anything shows up that would cause you to go backwards, it interrupts itself. And you automatically become optimistic. Those two things, just those two things alone, if you just had those two things right there, changes your freaking life going forward. Next, we call it rehearsal versus practice. So you can do something over and over again and you'll learn. That's practice, doing it over and over again. But if you rehearse, meaning you do it with joy, you do it in a certain way, you'll learn it even faster. Remember the FedEx for the rest of your life. There was a very specific way that I did that. And there was a very specific way when you got the aha moment, you actually went, oh! Endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin automatically went through your body. I'm going to show you how to do it automatically. Next, something called collapsing anchors. You already, in everybody's life, you have things like Sandra was saying earlier that trigger you to be unresourceful. And those triggers, those are anchors. And so you'll have the skill to be able to collapse that anchor, but more specifically, replace it with something else that works. Next, inner conflict resolution. Outdated human programming, the things that are going on inside of you, that because some of you may be going, yeah, I'd like to do that, but, we call that in the psychology world cognitive dissonance. You want something and you believe, but you believe that you can't do it. You want it, but your beliefs don't support that. And so a way to mitigate that or make smaller or to reduce it and replace it with something else. And last is something called future casting. Type of 1 with Anitha and Jonathan and Sandra, the process they took you through when they had you close your eyes, if that gave you an unbelievable feeling of possibility, well, you get to have that skill for yourself. All of those are your neuro skills. So let me share with you what that looks like. The Recode program is 14 modules, and they're videos that I put together just from this, and they're of me. I say of me, they're facilitated by me. In other words, we go deeper. See, we've got 2 hours each day that we've been here, but you get to take these, and then each one of them, there's something that you're going to do, because it's not just knowledge. You're going to learn these skills, and you're going to do them on who? On you. And they're designed step by step, so each one that you do, you become even stronger and stronger. Now, it's designed as a 12-week program, but you can do it at your own pace. You have access for over a year to do it. And for those of you, because some of you are going, well, I just invested in TBD. Hang on. And some of you are going, well, I want both of them. Well, TBD comes along with it. And for those of you that already done it, hang on, because I'm going to show you how what you've already done, I'm going to reward you with that. So just to be clear, TBD, Transformation by Design, comes with this as well. If you didn't get it yesterday or haven't gotten it yet, that comes with this as well. Now, just so you know, we charge up to $10,000 for something like this, and people pay it all day long. Recode, the enrollment is $2,500. And here's what I'm going to do. Remember what I said yesterday. For those of you that take action, because I believe in rewarding people for immediate action, taking action, I'm going to take $500 off. And that means your recode is only $1,997. And by the way, we also have payment plans. You know, if that's a huge chunk for you, we'll show you how to break that up. I want you to have this. Now, here's the cool part. If you've already purchased Transformation by Design, which a lot of you did, you freaks broke the internet doing that yesterday, that comes off the price. When you go to register for this, they're going to take you through, and that $149 comes off the price. And so here's what I want you to know. This is my life's work. And this is what I do. And by the way, there's a QR code on there. Do it. Go ahead and start doing it now, because you freaks may break my internet again. Go ahead and do it now, and it's going to set you up. And I think, is there a code that they put in there as well?
Check their email.
Yeah, check your email. There's a code that you put in there as well. Can we just give them the code, or?
Only people who purchase Transformation by Design will have that code.
Oh, I see. Okay, so only people that...
And here's a really cool thing. Joseph doesn't even know this, but the team's going over your heads. I hope you don't get upset about this.
Well, you know how I get upset. I praise it.
If you already invested in Transformation by Design, check your email right now, because not only are you going to get that $149 off, we're going to give you the retail price of Transformation by Design off of your Recode investment.
$200?
$250 off of your Recode investment.
Unbelievable.
So check your email, use the code that's provided in that email, and if you're struggling, message us in the chat, we'll help you out. But you've got a code in your email to get $250 additional off your Recode investment.
I am so angry that you guys didn't check with me on that.
I know.
On the contrary, thank you so much for that. This is a beautiful thing. We want to make sure that you have this. This is your opportunity to, and listen, I want you to know, we did this only for this. This is your reward for having stuck it out and going through all of this at this amount of time. So take this and then do the same thing that we said yesterday. Once you're in and once you've done it, type "I'm in." Because when I come back, I'm not actually going to go anywhere. I'm going to give you a few moments to do that, and I got one more special surprise and one more gift for you. So go ahead and do that right now. And what we're going to do is, let's start building that castle, that home called you. And we do it through Recode. And so take your time, go through that. Yes, somebody already said, "I'm in." Do it. Do it now. This is the best gift that I can give you at this place right now. As I said to you when I started, some of you, this is the end of our journey together. Some of you, this is the beginning. And you can do it on your own, or we can do this together. And one thing I do want you to know, there's only two options. You can do it on your own, or you can do it with me. People ask me all the time, "Joseph, will you coach me? Can you coach me? Please coach me." And I can't do it. The truth is, for most people, financially, it's not feasible. For me to coach you for a year, $350K. And I don't take any more people on for that. So from a financial standpoint, it's not feasible. But from a time standpoint of me, it's not feasible as well. So if you're asking, how can I coach you? This is how it's done. This is performance training. And when I say performance training, this is how you are going to perform beyond here. This is about optimization of how you operate through your life going forward. You've invested your time, some of your capital. And by the way, I value, your time is the most valuable commodity that you have in being here. And let's go further, faster. Stay close to the fire. And let's start building that home, that castle, and get you off the equipment that you've been using and get you equipped with what you need to recode yourself right now. So take a few moments, go ahead and do it. And once you've done it, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Type "I'm in," and let's rock and roll with this. And then I got one more gift for you.
My Moment Challenge, Joseph's
That's a
Recode
great question.
offer and package is an automatic discount. That $500 comes off automatically when you use the QR code or the link in the chat. And for those that purchase Transformation by Design, check your email now. You have a special extra discount code to take off that $250 of the full price for Recode.
Okay, hey, Brandon, sorry. There's something that I forgot to mention, ladies and gentlemen, and that is this. We have 4 live calls free with me, live calls. And by the way, they'll be on Zoom, and if you can't make it, because we're in different countries, it's gonna be archived and we can do it. And in these calls, it's not gonna be just me yakking and not just me checking in. You get to interact with me, ask questions and things like that. That comes along with the program as well. I wanted to make sure that you got that. How you doing? Can you hear me? Okay, to be clear, I'm saying some of the things in. The price is $1997. If you've done Recode, it's $200 off of that. So let's do $250 off of that. Yeah, I'm sorry, if you've done TBD, Transformation by Design, do the math. $250 off of that, what is that? That'd be, see? $1747. Come on! That's right, payment plans, everything that you need as well. And by the way, if you're scared, that's okay. And I want you to know, that's your somebody says I'm in, yes. That is your Toxic 10 showing up. It's that simple. Okay, 3 more minutes, and then we will roll. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Can they hear me, Will? Okay, welcome back. Well, can they see me?
Yeah,
They can see me too?
they can see you.
I see the QR code.
They can see you.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, welcome back. Oh, now I see me. Welcome back, everybody. And first off, for those of you that are joining us, welcome to the family. And for those of you that are sitting on the fence, that's okay. You know, we're going to honor this. How long will we honor this for?
A few days.
A couple days to do this. And if you have questions, you can reach out to us and we can get those questions answered for you as well. I want to take care of you. I hope you've been taken care of so far with my colleagues and everybody around here as well. There's an army of people that put this together. By the way, just so you know, Maria and Megan and Brandon, they're in their respective states. They're all over the place that are doing this. So a lot of people are here, and we're here. One of the things that as we started to create this thing, Kay Shai and I, we put it together. One of the things that was a must in here is that we support you and take care of you through this process. So this is not about, hey, you bought this program, you're on your own. I got enough of that when I was doing my own programs or my own certifications and things. Even my formal education. They gave me my diploma and it was like, good luck. And we want to make sure that you're taken care of through this whole process. So type a 1 if you're excited, just so I can see. Fantastic. You know what? Might stop scrolling again. I don't know what happens when that's there, so I can't see them. I got to be able to see my people. There it goes. Fantastic. Well, I'm excited for you as well. I'm excited for you to serve you beyond here. I'm excited for you to have this skill for yourself. These are life skills. My whole life, I slowly learned these skills. I didn't know what I was doing in the very beginning, even including my secret weapon. I didn't know I was learning that. And it's one of the things that I think about this now. I think about the lessons that I've learned from my mentors. So by the way, I didn't make all of this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. I have amazing, amazing mentors. And my mentors I told you this yesterday. Jim Rohn, my mentor, said, if you can't see what I see in you, borrow my glasses. And so how you borrow my glasses is this that I just talked about. How you borrow my glasses is just do the things that I recommend to you. You see, most people in life, they don't have mentors. They have some coaches, and coaches are great. And you want to learn how to be a coach? I'm going to teach you how to do that. You want to learn how to mentor? You be your best mentor. You be your own mentor. You see, skills can be learned. And without them, you'll do what you've always done. Without the skills to make the change, you'll do what you've done. So again, I'm honored to be able to share this stuff with you. I look forward to mentoring you so that you can use this stuff for yourself and other people as well. Lastly, I'll say this before I give you the last gift, and that is this. I don't use myself, and I hope that you have not taken it this way. I don't use myself as some shining example of the way that things should be. I don't say, look at me because I'm the best. I do use myself as an example of what is possible. And what I mean by that is, just like Shay, and I know you as well has had some hard times, some difficult times in your life. And what turned those difficulties into faith is not just wanting to do something and not just desiring to do something. It was doing something, a skill set to change how I think, feel, and do. And now you have the opportunity to do that as well. So having said that, let's go on a little journey. Now, as Jonathan said, if you're driving, don't do this or pull your car over. And take a deep breath in. And through this whole process, as much as you possibly can, I want you to smile. Now, smiling is not just so I can look at your pretty face and do that. Smiling, remember what I said, this is all science. Smiling causes your body to release endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, all the stuff that makes you feel good. And when that happens, the brain automatically goes, what just happened before I felt good? And whatever happened before it, the body and the brain is going to go, let's do it again. Let's do more of that. That's part of the conditioning process that you're going to learn. So put a smile on your face and take a deep breath with your eyes closed. And exhale with a sigh of satisfaction. We've been together for 3 days. 3 days of your precious time that you've given, not to me, not to my team, you've given to you. I'm honored, we're all that you honor to allow us to be able to share with you these things and these lessons that we've learned. It's only 6 hours that we've been together. Those of you with VIPs, it'll be 7.5. But in these 6 hours, with your eyes closed, put a smile on your face. And out loud, I just want you to say thank you. Say it out loud. You can say it under your breath, or you can say it out loud if you want. Just say thank you. Thank you to you for having the courage to step up, the courage to do something that most of the people in the world will never do. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to imagine that it is 1 year from this date. 1 year from this date. August the 26th, 2027. Because here's one indisputable fact about time. You can't stop it. It's going to come. And on that date, you're going to wake up and you're going to ask yourself one of two questions. First question would be, what do I wish I would have done on August the 26th, 2026? Because had I have done it, my life would be better. And I'm not just saying recode. I'm saying anything. What do I wish I would have done? Or you're going to ask the second question. And both these questions are powerful. What am I glad I did? Because my life is thriving in a way that I never even dreamt of it before. What am I glad I did? What am I glad that I did that was different than what other people did? Most people are out there scrolling on their phone right now. Most people are out there wishing they could do something, wishing they would do something, wishing something would happen for them. Caught up in all of the crap that's being thrown down, but not you. You're sitting here with your eyes closed and a big old grin on your face because 6 months from now, a year from now, life is different. And I want you to imagine yourself waking up on that day and looking back and going, I am unbelievably excited about what I've done and what's going to happen in the future. And imagine yourself waking up with a big old smile on your face, kind of like that smile you have on your face right now. And all I want you to do right now is gently squeeze your fist and just say yes. And let go. Just so you guys that know this, all you're doing is anchoring yourself right now. Squeeze your fist again and say yes with a smile on your face. Send those endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin through your system right now. Make sure that this is your moment right now. It's a year from now. August 26th. Look around you. Where are you living? What are you doing? What's your bank account like? What's your physical body like? What is your happiness like? What is your wealthiness like? Make a picture of what that looks like right now. Matter of fact, make a picture of yourself standing there in all your glory. You just got out of bed and you're looking around and you do things like what Anitha said. You say, this is the day that I'm going to be amazing. This is going to be an amazing day. And you do that automatically and you have faith and belief that it's going to be that way because it's been that way for almost a year now. Started slowly, but you built inside of you. And that person that used to hinder you, that internal dialogue that used to slow you down is a faint whisper in the past. And it is right now replaced with something that says, hey, you're amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you. Gently squeeze your fist again. Look around. And in your mind's eye, imagine, just like that lemon, what does it smell like? What are the smells that you smell around? What does it look like? What is the temperature? All the things that make you feel good. And again, out loud, say these words. First off, say your name. Your name out loud. And then say, repeat after me. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I love you. Smile on your face. Say it again. Say your name. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I love you. Take a deep breath. And open your eyes and come on back because here we are right now. These moments that you've shared with us for these last 3 days, and more specific, these moments that you've shared with yourself for these last 3 days. These are your moments, ladies and gentlemen. I said this when we first came in here, the unique ability of human beings to decide which moments to have. That's what makes us be able to predict the future that we have. Lastly, I'm going to say this. First off, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for my team. I want to thank you for everybody here that made this possible. I have the glory job of being up here and running my pie hole over and over again, but I cannot do it alone. I do not do it alone. have an unbelievable team. And my deepest wish for you is that you have a team like mine. And if you don't, borrow mine. And so lastly, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, that life is always exactly what you dare to make it. And fortune favors the bold. And so the trick to life is to boldly step up and dare to make your life magnificent. I love you, and I will see you at the top. Those of you at VIP, you know where to go, and I'll see you on that. I'll see you guys on Recode as well.
Challengers, that's a wrap for day number 3. Congratulations, you made it. You signed up with a willingness, with a devotion and a commitment to complete these 3 days, and you did it. This is your last assignment from Joseph. Take full advantage of what's on the table for you to go forward and move forward even further faster with Transformation by Design and Recode. And I'll put the Recode information back up here in a moment. And then for the next 10 days, you're just going to do that last piece of what Joseph took you through right now. For the next 10 days, you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, you put a big smile on, and you say those magic words that you see on the screen. It's been an absolute pleasure to help be the team hosting you for Joseph's My Moment virtual challenge. Let this be not the end, but only the beginning.